Last time on Shadow Piece, the battle between the Sin of Bright Hyrodine and Howling Gap ended with the giant warrior coming out victorious. Afterwards, we turned back time to see how the combat between the Sin of Lust Cavendish and Lime Juice from the Red Hair Pirates is going to turn out. At first, it was a completely even battle. Both sides revealed some of their attacks, but neither of them managed to get clean hits, until Lime Juice activated the electric current inside of his staff, shocking Cavendish in the process, both physically and mentally speaking. This was the start of a bad course of events for the Pirate Prince, as he first got knocked up into the air only to get all of his own attacks dodged by Lime Juice using a variant of Geppo. Then, with an electric smash attack, he got sent crashing into the ground of the city, creating a massive crater in the process. Some of the electricity is still flowing through Cavendish's body, making him flinch from time to time. As he is lying there, Lime Juice casually lands on the ground with his staff back in his hand. "Get back up. I know you're not done yet." Knowing this crew, it is not a simple act of honor, but some sort of deeper scheme. However, this battle is only getting started. Our blonde diva is standing up again, trying to look as beautiful as possible, and yet his eyes show a fierceness you almost never can find on the womanizer known as the Sin of Lust. Before he does anything else, Cavendish grabs the Rundle, his sword, by its blades. As he didn't cover himself with haki, he actually even cuts his own beautiful skin. As he is holding the blade, he uses his other hand to smash all the golden accents away, and a single tear leaves his left eye. I guess... He pauses for a second. Simplicity holds its own version of beauty. Now, with the conductivity level of his sword down, one of his weaknesses has significantly decreased. He may have received a heavy hit just earlier, but he is now ready to go onto the counter-offensive. Cavendish's style relies on expert swordsmanship and his superior speed, so his stance is built around exactly that. Beacon is the Sin of Lust's original fighting style, proving just how intelligent he is as well, in addition to being beautiful. His upper body is leaning slightly back, his left arm is in a guarding position in front of his chest, and his right arm is pulled back while holding the Rundle firmly. With one springy motion, he rushes forward his sword-wielding hand and generates a piercing shot of sword energy. The beam rushes directly at Lime Juice, who prepares himself for the incoming attack. He shifts his weight slightly to one side, drawing upon a combination of strength and agility. His staff is positioned horizontally across his body. With a swift and controlled motion, Lime Juice lifts his battle staff from the lower end, directing its upward movements. The staff rises in a fluid arc, demonstrating the senior officer's mastery of the weapon and the technique. His hands grip the staff with precision, ensuring that the weapon remains balanced and under control. This is the up technique. It may not sound fancy, but it is an essential part in staff fighting every practitioner needs to know. A technique like this is not merely about physical strength. It requires a deep understanding of body mechanics and timing. In this case, the timing had to be basically perfect for the wished outcome to occur. Even 1 nanosecond too early or too late would result in Lime Juice getting hit by an attack he could have easily dodged by just moving aside. However, this pirate likes testing himself anytime possible. His body moves in harmony with the staff, and finally he swings it up. The energy from Cavendish's attack gets deflected into the sky until it ultimately vanishes. Lime Juice himself is satisfied with this feat, but thinking that the Pirate Prince would remain at a distance to avoid confronting the electric staff was wrong. Behind the energy beam, the blonde rookie was rushing along, waiting for this exact moment. Exactly when Lime Juice parried the attack, an instantaneous short-range follow-up attack appeared. Beacon, King of the Jungle's assault! As the Sin of Lust prepares to unleash another technique from his personal fighting style, the atmosphere crackles with anticipation. With lightning-fast reflexes, Cavendish dashes forward. His movements resemble a predator gracefully navigating the dense undergrowth of the jungle. His eyes are fierce and focused on only one thing: defeating the opponent in front of him. This pirate is the embodiment of beauty. Because of that, there's a mesmerizing elegance to his motion, as if each step is a carefully choreographed dance. With a swift flourish, Cavendish draws his sword, a masterpiece of craftsmanship he had since before he departed from his home islands. Even after removing the gold accents, it still has the aura of a powerful weapon one shouldn't dare to underestimate. Its gleaming edge reflects the sunlight coming down from the clear blue sky, casting prismatic rays that dance across the surroundings. As he charges, his footwork is a symphony of fluidity and precision. Each step is made with confidence, and as we know, confidence equals beauty. Closing in on Lime Juice, the Pirate Prince's speed reaches its peak. In one seamless movement, he unleashes a flurry of strikes with his sword, each slash a breathtaking display of strength and finesse. The air sings with the harmonious clash of metal meeting metal, sword meeting staff, a melody that resonates throughout the entire city. The force of this assault sends shockwaves rippling through the surrounding area, but even amidst the chaos, there is a strange beauty to be found. This sort of attack is not something people usually see Cavendish use. It is more brutal than his other techniques. However, for a strong opponent like Lime Juice, he has to fight with his 100%. Leaves and petals swirl in the wake of both fighters' movements. The red-haired senior officer is trying his best to keep up, but this time the fleet of Death Member is the one in control, landing cut after cut. They are caught up in a whirlwind of motion that is as captivating as it is destructive. It's as if the very essence of nature itself has been stirred by Cavendish's power, bending to his will in a display of primal majesty. With each strike, the blade of Cavendish traces arcs of light through the air, leaving behind a trail of ethereal beauty that will linger in the area long after the battle has ended. The impact of his attacks is like poetry on a battlefield, a ballet of strength and grace that leaves the opponent spellbound and reeling in awe. As the dust created by the assault settles and the echoes of the battle stop for a moment, the Sin of Lust stand there, his King of the Jungle's assault, a testament to the indomitable spirit of the wild. In his path, he left not just devastation, but a sense of wonder that will remain forever. A reminder that even in the midst of chaos, there is a beauty to be found. There is a beauty to be found in strength and power. In a world that lives by the principle of survival of the fittest, especially so. However, the battle isn't over just yet. Cavendish surpassed himself once again. Higher speed, higher strength, and more powerful haki. And yet his opponent remains standing. Lime Juice's breathing has become more heavy, and all over his body are cuts of varying depth. Below him, a puddle of blood has already formed. But despite all that, a smile remains on his face. This sheer display of confidence makes even the most beautiful pirate shudder, regardless of the fact that he just dominated the veteran pirate for some time. Not giving him an opportunity to recover is the only thing on Cavendish's mind, but his last technique was also very exhausting to him, so he can only use standard attacks for a moment. The battle shifts over to swift strikes, piercing attacks, slashes, and every other basic maneuver a fighter should know. Some of them hit, others get parried, but Cavendish is looking for that one singular opening to secure himself the victory. While Lime Juice's attacks also hit the blonde pirate and shock him with the electric power from time to time, some of them seem odd. He parries some of the slashes from the Sin of Lust, but on others he uses his staff to redirect them. With precise movements, he changes the way Cavendish moves his body, but for the Thriller affiliate it actually feels right. Why is that? For some reason, the attacks modified by Lime Juice hold more power, while also being less taxing on the body of Cavendish. What is going on here? The entire flow of the battle is messed up now. It almost doesn't feel like a battle anymore. Is Cavendish only being played with? Out of pure frustration, the young pirate jumps backwards and unleashes a rough and unrefined swing using his full power, not very befitting of his beauty. Most of the time, people are unable to use their 100% strength, but with enough emotions pushing them on, it is possible. Once again, Lime Juice waits for the perfect timing to knock the attack away, and as he does so, he starts talking to his opponent. That's it! That's exactly what you need! Cavendish is taken by surprise by the sudden outburst of compliments, but he can't stop his attack just because of his enemy's bizarre personalities. Their clashes continue, however the smile the red-haired pirate just had quickly disappears, and a frown takes its place. No, no, no! You were so close to an evolution! Why did you stop? A fierce blow from his staff completely overpowers Cavendish's sword strikes and sends him flying, creating some distance between the two fighters. However, at the same time on the Red Force, the ship of the red-haired pirates, Lucky Roo and Ben Beckman are holding a conversation.
I don't worry about Gap and Building Snake. Even if those two lose, they will be fine. Oh, wait, no, Snake would be dead. But anyways, Lime Juice is worrying me. His opponent is a rookie after all.
. Beckman takes a puff from his cigarette before answering. Yeah, he will probably create another monster. Right, Rockstar? The red-haired man flinches. He didn't expect to get pulled into this conversation. Just recalling what Lime Juice did is enough to make him drop on his knees. I respect all of you, but my loss against Sir Lime Juice was the reason I joined this crew. And in these last years, I grew much more than I could have ever done if I stayed by myself. The other crew members nod in agreement. They all know what their blonde crewmate is like. One day I want to beat him and make him proud. Sir Lime Juice really is the ultimate coach in this world, I tell you. Again, the entire crew agrees, but they still laugh at the almost fanboy-like talk Rockstar just did. After a heartful laugh, Pac-Man wants to correct their rookie on one thing. The ultimate coach, huh? I guess you could see it like that. But to me, Lime Juice is something different. I would call him a training freak. This man hates nothing more than to see potential get wasted. Now, let's get back to Pulchra. You could compete with the best! Why are you this stupid? Something in Lime Juice snaps, but Cavendish doesn't understand what. I guess I have to be a bit rougher with you, rookie. Don't give up now, and try to improve. The senior officer of the Strawhat Pirates is bleeding a lot, but he looks like he's having the time of his life. Every single swing of his staff now creates a crater on the ground, or the force breaks parts of the buildings around them. But overall, the strength of Lime Juice increased significantly. How will this battle continue now that Lime Juice has entered coaching mode? That can only be seen in the future weeks of Shadow Piece. So now, what do you think of this change of pace? Obviously, Lime Juice is not what you expected. Maybe you expected him to be a training freak, but I think this was something none of you thought about. Lime Juice is the coaching character I wanted to have in this story. He's going to make sure that Cavendish is going to train, but maybe the training will be too hard and Cavendish is going to lose and die. Well, I don't know just yet. You have to find out next week. But for now, that's all from me for today. All that's left to be said is stay happy, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay cultured. Pyro out. Bye!